You know what time it is.
Boom shakalaka!
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
All up in here.
That's right. You know what that means? It is officially Friday.
It is Friday.
The party button has been pushed.
That's
Hey,
right.
My
Shaveevah,
wine
we
doesn't
got
look quite
Friday.
right.
Your wine is looking all
Yeah,
funny.
my wine doesn't look right.
Boom shakalaka
Boom
to
shakalaka.
everyone.
That's right. Welcome to Ms. Rocki and Chaveevah live. You know, there is always something good going on in the Cedar Valley.
And the North End.
Oh, that's right.
And everywhere else.
Everywhere else, yes.
And you know that, Bryan.
I do know that. I'm part of that.
You've been knowing that.
I'm part of that.
Right? You are a part of that.
I am that. Yeah.
In
Thanks.
fact, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We are at Locals. What's the address here?
Heck, I don't know, but it's on 4th Street. It's across
That's
the
right.
street from Screaming Eagle and El Patron, and
That's right.
Jameson's right across the street. I like to call this the four corners of 4th Street. That's what I like to call this.
Four
It's
by
the
four.
4 by 4. You can enjoy
like
food
that.
and entertainment without walking more than 4 blocks.
Yes,
you
and
can
I
get
see
to
you've
4
got your
restaurants.
mics and your drums and everything set up
We're
here.
playing some music tonight, and after we get done playing some acoustic folk rock, then it's going to be taken over by DJ Chris tonight. And tomorrow night, your special guest, DJ Soulie, is going to be firing it up right in here.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Now, I don't personally like DJ Soulie, but he's really good at what he does.
He's really-
No, I love him. I love him. He's my
Who
friend.
doesn't like DJ
No, he's my friend.
Seriously?
He's my friend. The first time I met him, he was toting crates of albums because he uses all vinyl. And,
Oh, yeah, he does.
I'm
All
like, man,
vinyl,
you work,
so
you
that's
believe in
what's
it. So he and I
unique.
got into the deepest philosophical conversation about music. It went on forever.
It would have to. I
6
know.
of these.
You can go.
6 of these.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And tell us a little bit about your menu here right quick, Bryan, while
It's-
you got the...
it's
what are you
real
doing?
good.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy some after the show. So
It's real
anybody
good.
out there that wants to come
Yeah.
down to Locals, what is the official address here?
I honestly don't know what it is. I've only worked here for about 4
And
days.
I usually make
So,
sure that I put addresses down and
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know
seems
the
like
address.
I should have it somewhere.
It's in the 200 block.
Okay, well, you
Yeah.
know, before we get started, we need to announce there are some other things going on in town, believe it or not, other than Locals, although this is an awesome place. We got the 6th, we got Club La Dames.
That's right. That's right. Tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock at Sullivan Brothers Convention Center, 205 West 4th Street. There's going to be the Club La Dames. I think it's the 33rd Cotillion.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Shout out to my granddaughter Jada, who is
Okay.
going to be in the Cotillion.
Oh, shout out to you, Jada. And then Saturday the 14th, the 13th, we got a paint and wine.
That's right.
And
at
that's
Waterloo Writing
Chaveevah.
Project.
Yes, Shaveevah's going to feed people wine and they're going to paint.
That's right. And if you drink the wine, it'll make your painting better.
Oh, really?
Right on.
Is that
That's
how that goes? Works for me. You drink wine while you paint?
Every day.
Do you? It's
Every
good
day.
for you.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What I do now is I got my favorite. This is a nice blend that I made for you, but I usually take Ripple and Muscatel. and mix it.
Champipple?
No, Muscatipple.
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 That's a new one.
No, that's what I do.
Wow, okay.
You know who introduced me to that?
Who?
Fred Sanford.
No.
Yes, on this, from the Sanford show.
Okay.
I met him in person.
Oh, really?
That's right, and that's what he drinks.
Okay.
Muscatel and Ripple. Muscatipple.
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 I kind of
Has anybody out there figured out how to spell boom shakalaka backwards yet?
Right. We're
Very
looking
important.
for someone to spell boom shakalaka backwards. And the winner gets what?
A free glass of anything at Locals.
A free glass of anything at Locals.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And okay, so we want to also shout out and tell everyone that Shaveevah's print of the mayor's print is available for purchase for $30. And how can they get that, Shaveevah? They go to your website on your wall.
Pretty much. See, I'm just super, I don't know, I guess I'm too distracted with this view. I really am. It will be posted on our link.
Yes, look
where
for
these
your link.
prints are available. Thank you. Let's talk about last week's show. It was really good. It's always really good. You know.
Right. What did we have? Doreen Mingo,
That's
the
right.
nurse.
Yeah.
She taught. Were you there, Bryan?
No, I wasn't there, but I've watched.
Yeah. course you did. And she's associate professor at Allen College, and we had Justine Cooper talking about the Ladams, Club Ladams.
And we also had Joy Briscoe as our guest host, and she was talking about the fashion show.
Oh, that's
last
right.
Saturday.
That fashion show was last week.
Fantastic, yeah.
All right. Are people telling you they can't hear us, Zion?
No.
Okay. All right. So we recapped last week's show. Now, what about the news, Chaveevah?
Oh boy, you know, always something. But you know, did you hear about that newlywed that just before his flight to go on the honeymoon, that he drank 4 pints of beer, and then he commenced to assaulting 2 of the flight attendants.
Wow.
Yeah.
4
And his wife
pints of
even got
beer.
into it and was saying nasty things to people. And instead of being able to go on their flight, he ended up getting arrested and charged and has to pay a $1,300 fine and go to jail.
Wow.
Happy honeymoon.
Right, right. What do you think about that, Brian?
Well, it wasn't even breakfast yet.
Somebody's got comments for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce Gardner says, great information. How can we help? And Derek, Chanel Berry says Derek Holmes. I don't.
Derek Holmes, she's just tagging them because we shouting out our manager.
Is Chanel Berry Dr. Berry's John Berry's?
No,
Nope.
nope. She's
Cheetah
a family friend.
Earl Lay says you ladies rock.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you very much.
I think she's talking about us.
Oh.
All right, yeah, those is a bunch of that's craziness, Chaveevah, on your honeymoon raising hell like that.
Right, before you even get started good.
Okay, did you hear about the president that said wind turbine energy causes cancer, Brian?
You didn't know that, did you?
What year of medical school did he learn that in?
I have no idea. But guess which senator said that was idiotic of all the senators?
You know what? I'm going to take a look here and see if you've written it down. Our own Chuck Grassley. But you know what?
What?
We ain't fit to talk about that. Huh?
We ain't finna talk about
that. We ain't finna talk about that.
Right, right. Yeah, we ain't finna talk about none of that, but we do have a lot of good stuff to talk about. We got our own guest today. Kathy Mahoney is going to be on here in a little bit, and she's going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff like what are your rights when you get arrested? I mean, seriously, what can they do? What can they not do?
Yeah.
Some other questions that we just got to know.
Yeah.
You know, if you have any questions for this criminal attorney, it's criminal what? Defense.
Criminal
defense attorney.
Yeah.
Type them in. She'd be glad to help you out today. And then we also have the story behind DJ Soulie's weight loss journey.
Incredible story.
Yes.
Journey that he's still on.
Yeah, we have been following him religiously on Facebook and just seeing the transformation. And it's been a beautiful thing to see.
Can they probe you when they arrest you? I'm going to ask her that.
Oh, hush. Brian.
I don't think. Can they probe you?
I don't think they can, no.
Audience, are they allowed to probe? We're going to have an expert here in a second, but just a quick poll. How many people think they're allowed to probe you when they arrest you? Just
How you going to send out a poll on our show? You just a co-host.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Forget that poll.
I get so far ahead of myself.
Okay.
Stop, no poll.
Okay, no poll.
No poll.
You know what else we are going to talk about?
What?
Spring.
Spring. It's here.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's going to snow again this weekend.
After all that, we are counting on snow. We're counting on it not snowing this
Right.
week.
Winter is still trying to hang on. We understand that, but hey, spring's right around the corner.
And Brian, did you know that we have been nominated for the Women of Persimmon?
It rhymes.
Women of Persimmon.
That
Chaveevah.
rhymes. What are the odds?
Do you know what persimmons do? Yeah, what are the odds?
No, it was really
so baffled.
Yeah. I was curious. So I looked up to see what did the persimmon represent. And it represents transformation.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
Like it starts out kind of bitter and hard or whatever.
Kind of like
as it matures, it gets sweeter,
oh, like
better,
us?
and everything like that's right. as it matures.
Wow, right. Yeah.
But you guys started off beautiful, sophisticated, well-educated, well-spoken.
Oh, go on.
Great writers, great painters.
No, really, go
so
on.
So what evolution could you possibly be going through? That's nuts. You already do it all. You've always done it all.
We've gone from bitter to sweet, believe us. Chaveevah used to cuss a lot.
Yeah? Let's do it. I'll give you $1 every time.
Okay.
Oh, no.
We're going to do a reverse cuss
Your
jar.
cuss jar would be full.
And so you'll
reverse
get
cuss
to,
jar.
we will make sure that everybody knows all about that. And thank you, Tara Thomas, who is also just a beautiful woman and a free spirit in our our community.
She nominated us.
Yes. Thank you. We'll pay you later. No, just kidding.
Hey, let's talk about that great response to our post about vocations.
Oh, yes,
Versus college, you know?
Right. Yeah, because a lot of people on our Facebook wall, Bryan, you know, we just made a post, we shared a post that said, don't discount a trade rather than going to 4 years of college. Because, you know, sometimes college is a good thing, and it's for some people, but for others, you know, you may want to be a mechanic or even a production worker or a chef.
Isn't it interesting that when we were young, we knew what we were going to be?
Yeah.
Probably around 9th grade, 10th grade. We had a pretty reasonable idea of what we were going to be. And things didn't change too fast. We were able to pursue those careers.
Yeah.
Today, they say that young people need to be prepared to have 5 different careers in their lifetime. Has anybody ever heard that statistic? I'm not even making this up.
No.
Young people need to be prepared to have not one career in retirement,
There's so many
but
entrepreneurs.
5 different careers.
Yeah.
And the main thing is to not feel as though your vocational route is less than.
Right.
Because there's a need for so many different things, you know.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm one that I actually think that the military is an incredible good place.
Oh, it's an option. Yeah, a lot of people have different views about that, but that's a great point.
I went to the military when I was 17.
Okay.
And haven't changed my haircut since then. I still have
You
the same
did change your haircut.
I did.
Chaveevah, what about the comments? What did people say about that vocation?
Okay, Jim Gardner said that in a lot of those careers, you'll make more than an English major.
Hello? Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Soya Amar said that a lot of those vocations don't end up with you having all those serious student loan debt.
Right.
There's always that, yep. Oh, and Daniel Zilk said that we desperately need a vocational program here in the city. And Daniel, I have to mention the Waterloo Career Center.
Oh, yes. That's a great option for young people. Right. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that can go to vocational school, trade school. You know, a lot of times you can get right out of that career center and jump into John Deere somewhere working in a great job with benefits. So, always keep your options open.
Yes,
Skilled labor is the most needed employment opportunity. It represents the greatest opportunity for both the employee and the employer. Skilled labor, and we have a shortage in Iowa of skilled labor. So get a skill.
I retired from a labor-intensive job, and you know, while I was doing it, I was thinking, "What am I doing this for?" But now I am thankful. One thing else I wanted to point out, you know, we have a lot of faithful MediaCom viewers, and we want to thank you if you tune in every Saturday at 4 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Or if you tune in on Fridays at 4 p.m. And today you can be watching last week's show. So thank you so much. We've seen a lot of people that didn't know that we were on MediaCom, and then we run into people that say, "I saw you on TV."
Yeah.
So don't just flip us and catch us by chance. Look for us.
That's right.
Every
we have
Friday.
To shout out our great crew who always makes us look like we have good sense. Mark, Ed, and Zion,
who keeps us in touch with the time and tells us all the things that people are saying. Do we have anybody that can spell boom shakalaka backwards, Zion?
Nobody so far.
Boom shakalaka
Come
backwards
on.
gets you a free drink at Locals.
A free drink at Locals,
drink at
where
Locals.
everybody's at home and local.
Yeah. Did you know I graduated from Hawkeye Tech?
You graduated from Locals?
Yeah. No, I graduated from Hawkeye Tech because we were talking about and I was in the zoo animal cleaning and care program.
Oh, really? And look at
push.
you now.
Huge at Hawkeye Tech.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zoo animal.
Yeah, zoo animal cleaning and care.
You know what?
All right. What
We
about
better keep our situation moving right, our train moving right on down the track.
Right.
Before we go off the rails.
We're wobbling, but we haven't fallen off the rail.
That's right.
We got to shout out again to Derek. We already did that after the boom, but
Yes.
thank you, Derek. And then pretty soon it's time to right now, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. It's time for us to introduce our great guest.
Our wonderful guests, and we want one to and the other is a gal. So we
As
want to
we mentioned-
introduce our guest. Actually, today we have Mr. Tyler Vincent over there.
This way, and right here we have Kathy.
Yeah.
Mahoney. Yay, everybody! Whoop, whoop.
And they're going to arm
I
wrestle
get to
across
see
the
you in
table.
person. It's fun when you just see people on Facebook and then you see people transform live on Facebook. And then I'm so glad to meet you. Welcome.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me back on again.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yes. And Kathy, thank you. And you have an important but a busy line of work.
Yes, I do.
And tell us a little bit about, we have to ask you what we always ask everybody. Brian, you know the question.
I don't know the question.
You
Why,
gotta
yes,
know
you
the
do.
question.
I don't
As
know the
much as
question.
you've been yes.
I don't know. Last time I told you what the question was, you made fun of me. I'm not telling you what the question
Okay. Go ahead, spring it on him, Chaveevah.
Okay.
Do you
Subscribe to or have you read
the Soul Town?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Soul Town magazine? All
Yes,
right, there you
that
go.
came to my house. I mean, I got it in my P.O. box the other day.
Oh,
There you go.
really?
There you go.
Yay! Wow, this is a new thing. Usually people say no, and then we say, well, you're gonna have to now.
No, I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Okay, good for you.
This is the latest edition, and on the cover is a Waterloo icon. Yes. And this is just all hail to the Queen, Mrs. Anna Mae Weems, and
Zion, can
there's a
you
really
move
nice
closer? I'm
feature
sure
in
they
there
can't
talking
hear.
about her and
Right in her face.
her history of working in civil rights and being involved in this community. And really, I guess that's what it's all about, just being involved. Everybody around here that's sitting at this table knows about that, being involved in those things that make this place a better place to
Wasn't
live.
she instrumental in bringing Martin Luther King?
She
Yes.
brought Martin Luther King here to Waterloo twice, actually. So yeah, and she happens to be a relative of mine. So
No.
yes, if you read my book titled Ropes in the Kitchen, do I have it here? Oh no, that's your book. Ropes in the Kitchen, you can hear all about my personal stories about Anna Weems and actually being in the same family as her. So get your subscription to The Soul Town if you don't subscribe now, or you can get them at
The clothing store right across the street.
Tri-City Clothing.
Tri-City Clothing.
That's where,
That's where I
Brian-
get mine.
That's where you get yours.
That's right. That's where I get mine. That's right.
And
Or online at www.thesoultown.com.
and
And
Earth's Beauty Supply. Hello.
Yes, at 408 Frank. 403 Frank.
And do you know who are contributing writers frequently to the Soul Town?
Who? Yeah, right. And you can watch our show on the Soul Town digitally.
Yeah.
So you've been watching our show there.
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Yes, I
look at him. We just love you.
He follows us. He follows the show all the time.
Zion, you have comments?
Yes, I do.
All right. Somebody spelled it.
Yes, actually.
Okay. What do we got?
Well, Precious Muhammad said hello, ladies.
Hey, Precious.
Renee Carson says hello, ladies, also.
Hey,
Hello.
Laura Dale says boom shakalaka, beautiful ladies and handsome men.
Oh.
Oh,
And
hey.
she also says akalaka shmoob.
Akalaka Shmoob.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
We can count on Lori.
The pre-boom. Akalaka Shoo.
Renee Carson also says akalaka shmoob.
Oh, Renee Carson,
Akalaka
and
Shmoob.
she's at the clothing store.
That's what I'm talking about right
yeah,
there.
And
now
Rose
you got.
Gardner also says akalaka shmoob.
Oh,
It is on. It
Three
is
drinks.
on.
Yes.
3
It
drinks.
is on. That's 3 glasses of wine or beer or whatever that I got to give away. You just come in and you ask for Bubba Newsom.
Bubba Newsom.
He doesn't work here. No, just ask for Brian. Ask for Brian, because I'm always here, and I'll take care of it. You don't have to ask for Bubba, whoever I said.
Okay.
That was a joke. That was crazy.
Super duper. Congratulations. Lori Dale will be claiming hers tonight, I'm sure, because we're going to eat as soon as we get done. So, again, thank you guys for being on. Now we get to sing Happy Birthday to get you really loosened up. You know how to sing Happy Birthday, the Stevie Wonder version?
And you wouldn't want me to anyway.
Yes, I do. I do. I want you to say these birthday names. Everybody gets one. You get this list in your outdoor voice and look at the camera.
Okay, happy birthday to Julius Gillum, Justin Brand, Terry Sayers, and Mike Marshall.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. Brian.
Here we go.
Sticks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to wish a happy birthday to Sticks Norman Corey,
Yes.
Angela Thompson Marshall, Willa Helomina Hayes Henderson.
Yeah.
That's 3 different people.
No, it's
Isn't it?
not.
That's one person?
That's one person.
That's one person. And Patricia Saffold.
Saffold, hey.
Or Saffold.
Yeah.
Depending upon whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere.
Yeah, you know Saffolds? Yeah, Deborah's, I grew up with her, my favorite friend. One of my favorite friends.
Okay, and Tyler, here's your the third one. Yeah.
Third one? Okay, we want to wish a happy birthday to Angela Weekly,
Hey, Angie!
Tim Bakula, Pauletta Nelson,
Yes,
and
Pauletta.
Elise Geyer.
Yeah,
I
I know
didn't butcher those
Right,
names. I apologize if I did.
Elise.
But happy birthday to you.
Yes, thank you. And Chaveevah.
Tequila Jefferson, happy birthday. Jessica Young, Barbara Warren, and Dina Dean. Hey.
Yes, Dina Dean. And a very, very special belated birthday shout out to my dear friend Shelly Grundy.
Yes.
Somehow Chaveevah forgot to add you on the list last
Somehow
week.
I forgot.
And yeah.
She likes to blame stuff on me, regardless.
Actually,
whether
it
I
could have
did
been
or
my
didn't do it,
fault.
you know.
But
Never.
anyway, we love you, Shelly, and you know, charge it to, how do they say it in the church?
That's right. Charge it
To my head, not my heart. Okay.
That's right.
There you have it.
And so now we're going to sing Brian's favorite song, and Happy Birthday in the Stevie Wonder version, and it goes something like this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. Woo, woo. Now that was special for all of those very special people.
Never let your friends clap on the one. Never let your friends.
Always on the downbeat.
Always clap on the
Seriously?
2. Don't let your friend. And one other thing before we go on, I know it's going to annoy these ladies, but please, friends don't let friends line dance.
Line dance?
Thank you.
Unless you're doing the wobble.
Friends,
Wobble,
yeah.
baby, wobble, baby,
Wobble, baby, wobble.
Okay. Chaveevah, who do you want to talk to first? We always do ladies first.
No, that's right. Ladies first. So,
Kathy, we have some really interesting questions about you, but first, tell us a little bit about your career. How did you decide you wanted to be a criminal? What?
Defense attorney.
A criminal defense attorney. Somebody you don't want to know. I mean, on a criminal defense level.
Right. Well, no, what I usually
Right?
tell my clients at the end is, I hope I never see you again.
Oh, right.
You know, don't take it the wrong way, but
Exactly.
I hope this is it for us.
Right. And also, type in your questions. If you have a question for this criminal defense attorney, I kind of get the sense that you understand the disparity in the law justice system with African Americans. And I mean, what can you talk a little bit about that?
I sure can if you want me to.
I mean, let's just start there. What is, I mean, we don't want the answer, everybody's doing the wrong thing, but we do know that there is kind of a not a balanced scale when it comes, everybody's not a level playing field.
It's not a level playing field, and there's a lot of reasons why. And I think one misconception is some white people will be like, well, there are black criminals. Yes, there are. And the people that are impacted could be the black community, and nobody wants safety more than people in the black community.
That's very true.
However, the way racism in America developed, whites have unconscious bias. And so sometimes we have this ingrained fear of people we don't know, and because of segregation, we don't know black people. And so it's very hard to put your hands on, but then we can talk about the over-policing of the black community, that there's more white drug dealers and white drug users proportionally because there's more white people.
Of course.
So the statistics show that there are more blacks in, percentage-wise, and you have to dig deep down and be honest about why
That
that
are convicted
is.
and incarcerated.
Correct. And then there's the disproportionality in sentencing. Let's say that Brock Turner person, I don't know if I need to remind you who he was, but he got probation for a very, very serious sexual assault, whereas I can guarantee you if that had been a black college athlete, that would not have been the sentence.
Sure.
And
we certainly didn't mean to put you on the spot right off the jump, but this is something that, I think there's so many different opinions and so many different views about, and we wanted to kind of hear what your view was on that. I guess what I really wanted to ask you, that's a great subject, and we could have a show all about
Strictly
that.
devoted to that, absolutely.
Devoted to that. But we want to talk, why did you choose to do what you do, and what is your reward? What do you love about your job?
well, when I was in law school, I read a book called
Zion, I think you need to be in her face.
when I was in law school, I read a book called The Scottsboro Boy.
Okay.
And the terrible injustice that was done, and this was Haywood Patterson, and he escaped off a prison farm, made his way north, made his way into Canada, then would give lectures in Detroit. And so I read that book. I got sick at law school, and I had this book from the library. I spent 3 days reading it, and just the terrible injustice in that it's ongoing.
Yes.
But what was more, so that was horrific in itself, but then what he described in terms of the prison labor.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden I was able to put that together as, wait a second, we ended slavery and now we have all these black men in prison doing labor on,
For free.
for farms, right? Because the 13th Amendment says you have to compensate all labor except
prison.
in prison.
Yeah. So imagine that.
Imagine how that works. So now we have all these people, and he worked in a canning fruits and vegetables, and he said for a very large, well-known company, he didn't name it, and that's just when it all clicked to me. And so then I got through law school. I came to Iowa because my grandmother lived in Iowa.
And you're originally from
Chicago.
Something in common with Chaveevah. What are you doing, Zion? Are you following us?
And then I got hired by Judge Stigler as a law clerk here in Waterloo in 1995. And I've been here ever since, and I love what I do. I think it's important. Everybody just has the right to zealous representation.
Okay.
And our Constitution is extremely important, and we either believe it or we don't.
So that's what really keeps you committed, is the
wonderful people I meet, the smartest. I've met so many smart, talented people who just made bad decisions. And yes, there are like some true criminally minded people out there.
Right.
But most crimes make some type of sense. A lot are because of drug addiction. We never ask why do people need to turn to drugs, and what are the social economic conditions that lead to that. We're busy vilifying people who use drugs. And then it's expensive, so that leads to theft, and that leads to burglary, and that leads to robbery, and then your whole life because you have an addiction that we do not spend any resources treating.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Well, thank you so much for what you do. I'm going to have to drink, and we are going to have you on more often. Your
Absolutely,
glasses.
because there were some questions that I would love to ask, but we're trying to pack everything into 30 minutes, and it's too late. We're still spilling over. And so we are
Right.
going to go over because we absolutely do need to talk
Of
to
course.
And we
we
weren't
always
asked-
go over.
We weren't able to ask questions like, can they probe you when they arrest you?
Oh, we're
We
not
didn't
going to
ask that question.
ask
Can
that
they
question.
hold a candle to your hand? Can they do that?
No.
Can they do that
Stop,
for any
you're
length
going
of
to
time?
burn yourself.
Can they do that?
Well, can they do that, or is it legal for them to do that? Those are two separate questions.
That's
You're
another
asking.
show. We're going to have a show. We're going to
So this
invite you
gentleman
to your
here
back.
needs
You were mentioning that, just on a side note, before I talk, you were mentioning that there were African Americans in the South that instead of, they got hired by private companies into, as a result of their criminal sentences, into forced labor situations. Was I hearing that right?
Okay, what would happen is there were vagrancy laws. If you did not
Yes.
have a job and commit to the job for the year, then you could be a vagrant, then you could be sent to prison. But the particular case I was mentioning was the Scottsboro Boys. I can refresh your memory on that if you want.
Actually, no, because I was going to say there is a book that I highly recommend everybody reads. It's called Slavery by Another Name by Douglas Blackman.
Is that talking about Jim Crow?
It's talking about immediately after the Civil War, plantation slavery ended, but you did have situations when the South was industrializing that African Americans were arrested for any particular reason, and they were forced into
Indentured servants.
basically indentured servitudes for any period of time. So that's why I asked that question to clarify before I name checked that book. So hope I didn't chase a tangent there, but that's recommended.
It's your time, so if that's what you want to talk about,
No,
fine with me.
That's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. Chaveevah is going to talk about your DJ.
Yeah.
There's so many different things. We are going to have you both back on because these are great topics to talk about.
Before we go any further, just a quick comment, and then we're going to speak with DJ Soulie.
Okay, so Lori Dale, these are all by Lori Dale. She says, love the haircut, Bryan Sink. She also says, leave my baby alone. He's doing a great job because they can hear you guys.
Oh, they can? Oh, Mama Bear.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, we really thank you so much, Kathy, and we absolutely want to have you again to address some other questions. But right now, thank you so much, DJ, for joining us. And please talk to us. For people who don't know who you are, talk to us about what you do.
Well, it's an interesting job description. I am a all vinyl DJ, and I specialize in 90s and early 2000s hip hop and R&B records.
And why? What made? I mean, is that your era? Did you grow up with that?
Yes, I started out originally as an old 60s soul record DJ, but it kind of evolved from there because then I started slipping in disco, and from disco that's the leap off point into Sugar Hill Gang Rapper's Delight, like The Breaks by Curtis Blow, which leads to house music, and then I had the privilege of growing up in the golden era of hip hop. Because I was in Des Moines on the south side in a place called Brody Middle School, and the junior high school dances had the Humpty Dance by Digital Underground, Jump Around, House of
Do
Pain.
the Humpty Hump.
Yeah, Black Sheep, The Choice Is Yours. And I remembered those songs, and I really wanted to hear them again, so I started slipping that into the mix. And then I started remembering stuff from college, and gradually you get into a record buying habit, and I love all forms of music, but one of the best pieces of advice I got was on a TV show, Bar Rescue, John Taffer, who said, you can't be something to everybody, you have to be everything to somebody. So it's like, that's where I'm going to concentrate on, and I started accruing records, and I've been fortunate and blessed enough to have people enjoy what I do. So, and I'm here at Locals, and I'm happily working with Bryan again, and working with Jeremy, and it's really, it's really been a blessing to be here, truly.
And so you're here?
Yep, I'm here tomorrow night, starting at 9 o'clock, and we're going all the way to close. So, yeah.
All right, and as I mentioned earlier, you know we have been following you over the course of your weight loss journey, and it's just great seeing the updates day to day.
Yeah.
And so, talk to us about that because you've really been an inspiration.
Well, it started when I got my wedding pictures back. I got married to my bride Leanna June 9th, 2017.
Anniversary coming up.
It's coming up, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got the wedding pictures back, and I hated the way I looked.
Oh.
My shirt was untucked. I did not look healthy whatsoever. And that's one of those moments where, you know, in anybody's life, whether you're talking about earlier with Anna Weems and civil rights, or whether it's talking something, you know, comparatively not as important like my personal weight, where you reach a point where it's like enough is enough.
That is important,
well,
though.
You say enough is enough, and then it's like, you know, you don't get any excuses for yourself. You want to change right now, and that gives you, you know, the fire to go through with it. And when I started that on June 18th or July 18th last year, I was 350. Now I'm 245.
Wow.
Went from a size 5X to a size X and started fitting the larges. So, yeah,
So
I am wearing it myself. So.
How much total weight is it?
It was 106. So.
106 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler, and when you walked in that door tonight, I mean, I just saw you a couple weeks ago, but you just look so much healthier. You just look so vibrant and full of energy.
Yeah,
and I suppose you found some newfound energy.
Yes, in fact, if you look at an old tape of the show when I was on last year, it was completely different. You know,
Okay.
because I was worn down for energy. I could barely get around. It was. You met me when I was hauling record racing. That was difficult.
Yeah.
You know, because those things get heavy.
100 pounds. I can't imagine carrying 100 extra pounds around.
I couldn't either. Remember that on The Biggest Loser when they would take the weight and they would strap it on your back like a backpack?
Yeah.
And you would have to do like a running route that you were normally doing. I can't imagine doing that. I work at Menards, and that's like 2 bags of 50-pound concrete that I
Oh,
lost.
yeah, that is amazing, and
Well,
we
thank
are
you.
so happy for you. And so, what do you recommend for people that are struggling with their weight? Is there a certain kind of diet that you personally
I'm
recommend?
personally on Weight Watchers, and as you know, there's a lot of stuff out there to choose from. But I was thinking about this because somebody mentioned to me when I was at about the 60-pound mark, they're like, well, you know, 85% of people gain the weight back.
Right.
And that got me thinking, it's like, okay, the odds are not with me, so what's going on here? I think the most important thing that's going on right now, I mean, people, because we're Americans, we're pragmatic. We want a number on the scale, we
think
want to
too
fit
much.
into this dress size, and if we get there, we'll be happy. Okay, so you'll get there, but then you didn't address any of the issues that happened that caused you to be that way in the beginning. And you may be able to hold that at bay for a while, but eventually it comes creeping back in. So my advice, whatever you choose with, you've got to address your mind first.
Okay.
Okay? First of all, you have to decide that you're sick and tired of being tired and sick.
Okay.
You know, and I'm not an expert, I'm still working on this myself, but you need to say enough is enough. There's nothing back there for me in this life that I'm living that got me to that size. And again, I totally understand that some people, maybe who are even watching this, have actual physical conditions that keep the weight on. I'm not talking to them right now. I'm talking to people like me that got me into that situation through my choices. Yeah, and we live in an age right now where we have social media, and that helps, locking into that Instagram, that sort of thing, where you can see people succeed at it. But you need to make a resolve to make a change. Another thing I recommend, I was thinking about this today, you need to take stock of who your friends are. What was that? Somebody said this once, if you show me your 5 friends, I'll show you your destiny. Okay, it's very important for you to, thoroughbreds run with other thoroughbreds, as Dave Ramsey says. If
I'll drink to that, Chaveevah.
or at least people who are trying to be thoroughbreds, you know. And if, you know, people are under no obligation to keep friends if these friends are dragging them down. I mean, you don't have to, good to see you, be nice to them, but you need to get with people who are heading in your direction. Otherwise, the weight of their stuff is going to pull you down.
Right. So how can a person contact you if they need more information, or Maybe they just need a little inspiration. You know, they've started their weight loss journey. They don't know where to go from here. They just need someone to talk to.
Well, first of all, you can come down to Locals tomorrow night and party with
come
us.
down to Locals. Okay.
We do have cardio for you if,
yeah,
when it comes
you
to
can
dancing.
dance.
I've got good records coming for you. Secondly, I'm on Instagram, DJ Soulie.
DJ Soulie
Yes.
in the house.
Thirdly, I'm on Facebook at DJ Soulie as well. And you know, I post pictures of myself all the time. I mean, is part of it that yes, I want to show off what I'm doing? Absolutely. The other part of it is, though, I turned 40 in September. I'm going to be 41 this coming September. It's also for accountability, and I wanted to show people kind of in my age group that we're not dead yet.
There you go.
This is the.
Oh, you think you die at 40?
It's not
Brian.
that. It's not that. But people are locked into that mentality. It's like,
No.
well, I'm too old for this. There's nothing I can do about it right now, and that's not true.
What I like
Okay.
the most is your accountability. The way, even when you sort of backslid a little bit,
Sure.
you're really forthcoming about that and talked about it. And I think that's really inspirational for people to hear too.
Well, we have to be
Yes.
100% honest about this because the people that are following me are going to have those moments where we let our guard down a little bit. Okay, it's fine. There's an old Japanese proverb: fall down 7 times, get up 8.
That's right. It's not how much you fall down, it's how many times you get up. Thank you so much,
No problem.
DJ
Okay.
Soulie,
Hopefully you have
Tyler
me on again.
Vincent. Oh yes, most definitely. And I know you got to have a weight struggle situation being a famous cook. I mean, not that you're overweight, you look great. You know, you always look great.
Well, you know, I used to lift weights,
Did you?
but they're so heavy.
They're so heavy. I know.
So, yeah. So now I've just decided. Now I've gotten into remarkable over the last few remarkable shape.
Oh, good.
But it's pear shape.
Oh, okay. We can always rely on Brian to see us out in a good fashion. Thank you. Our glasses are empty, so it must be time to go. And if all hearts and minds are clear, we'd love to thank our wonderful guests. It's great to meet you. I have one swallow left.
I've got to sip.
And
I don't have a cup, but
you didn't have any, but thank you so much for joining us. Keep doing what makes you awesome.
Because it makes us
All look good. Thank you. See you next time.